So I'm going to see a movie by myself, which I feel that everybody should get acquainted with doing tasks by themselves. I think that it's just a good thing for you mentally to be able to handle things by yourself. I'm a big advocate of it. Even though it can be a little bit awkward going to dinner or going to see a movie or going for a walk, which is pretty normal in terms of doing things by yourself, or going, out to a bar or something. Not that I've ever done that, but doing stuff by yourself, I'm doing it in the spirit of two things. One, self-care. Two, I really think that it can... Wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, two, I have just finished, so the next single should have already released at the time that I'm posting this video, Red, Purple, Blue. Hope you listened to it, hope you loved it. Then I just got done, literally today, producing and sending in the next single, which is called I'm Gonna Love Me, and that's coming out in April, so I'm like pretty ahead in terms of my release schedule or whatever you want to say, and I feel very accomplished. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go see Dune. I watched the first one yesterday or last night at like 12, and then it was obviously like a 2.5 hour movie, so I was up until 3. I'd seen it already, but I wanted to rewatch it and kind of figure out what was going on with the plot line because I didn't want to be really confused in the movie. But yeah, so this is kind of like a celebratory thing, kind of a self-care thing, all of the above. But I'm excited. I like Timothée Chalamet. People say I look like him, even though I don't think that I do. Alright folks, here is my Dune review from the comfort of a Walmart parking lot, chowing down on some good old Wendy's, which I'm ashamed to admit is something I'm a little too used to. Here's what I'll say. Timothée Chalamet was great, Zendaya was great, Austin Butler was great. Okay, hear me out. If you saw Elvis and you know Austin Butler from Elvis, you might feel a little bit distracted at points of his performance, and I don't think that that's his fault. I think that just he played Elvis really well, and so every character that I see him in, I can't stop imagining him as Elvis. Hear me out. So like there's this part, not spoiling anything, he's wearing this armor and he's kind of like strutting a little bit. He's strutting towards, I don't know, someone he's gonna kill or something like that, and I was like very like stuck in the Elvis. I was like, he looks like he's walking like Elvis. I don't know if that's a fault of my own or if he really just like took Elvis to Dune. I don't know. Who's to say? Timothée Chalamet, thought he was great. Love him as an actor. I will say there's times where he's screaming, and I know he's like my age or older or something like that, but whenever he like screams at somebody, I can't because he's supposed to be like an authoritative figure in this movie, because in the first movie his dad dies and he becomes the authoritative figure, the Duke or whatever. I don't know what it's called, King, something like that. He like screams at people sometimes, and like I know you're like technically supposed to like be like, oh yeah, take it seriously, but like even me like screaming at somebody, like I feel like I couldn't take myself seriously. So like when he does it towards the end, I was starting to like feel it, like okay, like I get it now, like he feels a little bit scary. But during the movie, I definitely was like a little bit like, maybe towards the start I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I believe the screaming. I also have this thing honestly where like I'm watching movies, I've been holding this fry forever and I'm gonna eat it. I have this thing where I watch movies and I cannot get the idea out of my head that like this person definitely knows what a computer is. Like sometimes it's hard for me to like get in that mindset of like the movie, but for the most part, except for like the very beginning, it was like easing me into it in the beginning. For the most part, I feel like I was a part of the world and I was in it, I think the movie did a really good job. It helped that it was like 3 hours long. Anyways, that was Dune review by a guy that supposedly looks like Timothée Chalamet, but not really actually at all. So, hope you dug.